Episode 2 of Leo the Great, De Natali Ipsius, Sermo 4. Quid enim tam regium quam subditum, Deo animum corporis sui esse rectorem, et quid tam sacerdotale quam vovera, Domino conscientiam purram, et immaculatas pietatis hostias de altari cordis offerdere? Recall that last time, at the end of the previous episode, Leo was talking in terms of the fact that we are consortes, or sharers, in a holy priesthood and a royal nation, reference to 1 Peter. He spoke about his own nostri ministerii as set apart for service, but then ended the excerpt with this word consortes. Now he asks two questions to demonstrate the truth of this claim about the royal priesthood and the peculiar nation. Let's take a look. He says, quid, there's our interrogative pronoun, and then another interrogative pronoun, quid, down below. And these, of course, are neuter, singular, and nominative. He begins with enim. This ties us into the previous section. For what is so royal, tam regium. Regium, of course, is the predicate of quid, and there is implicit an est, third singular form of the verb sum. For what is as royal as that a soul which is subjected or in submission to God, is from sub and do, to be given over to God, then that a soul given over to God is the rectorem of its own body, the guide or ruler. And there's a play on words here because, of course, regius aum, regium here, means of or relating to a king, regal or royal, and rectorem here, the noun form rector, with the common agent suffix of or, is derived from the verb rego, regere, to rule or to reign. So these words really have the same origin. It's figura etymologica. For what is as royal as a soul dedicated to God, being the ruler, corporis sui, of its own body. And the second question, and what is as priestly as, so regium corresponds to sacerdotale, and then we have the two quids, et quid, and tam with tam. There's a nice parallelism here that Leo is developing, rhetorically simple and yet powerful in its simplicity. And what is as priestly as the dedicating, vovera, of a pure conscience, purram conscientiam, to the Lord. Notice also how Deo corresponds to Domino. And vovera here is the predicate of sacerdotale. How can that be since it's an infinitive? Well, remember that infinitives are in fact verbal nouns, and so vovera or vovera is a verbal noun. And what is as priestly? As to dedicate a pure conscience, pure meaning whole or intact, to the Lord, Domino. And the second predicate is offere, also a verbal noun. And to offer, de altari cordis, on the altar of the heart, the immaculatas hostias pietatis. Immaculata means unblemished, unstained, since immaculum is a blemish or a stain, the inseparable negative prefix. Then to offer on the altar of the heart the unblemished host, or sacrifices, this, of course, feminine, plural, and accusative, of piety or righteousness in the feminine singular and genitive.